Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we are having a lovely thunderstorm, and I thought that would be like the perfect ambiance to read you the first chapter of my book, Depart. This is a book about a hurricane and an apocalyptic flood that nearly wipes out the city of Houston. And so the rain is like a good spooky backdrop for that. My original plan was to record this during Hurricane Hannah, which hit south of here a few days ago. We didn't get any harsh effects. We just got a bunch of rain and thunderstorms from it. But unfortunately at the time I was dealing with this like horrific migraine and I just couldn't record. It wouldn't have been good. But I'm feeling better today and we're having another lovely rainstorm. So I thought I'd read this to you then. I'll have all the links for where you can pre-order this in the comments. It's coming out September 1st from Stelliform Press, and I'm super excited to share it with you. I am obviously still wounded, but hopefully soon I will have a scar rather than an open wound on my face, and then you can see my new scar. I'm very excited about it. This book doesn't really have chapters, but like sections. It's a novella, so it's got like little section breaks. I think I'll read you the first 2 sections, and then at the end I'm going to read you a review that came out of this book in Publishers Weekly. We were thrilled to get a starred review. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get to reading. I really hope that this sad little phone microphone can pick up all those lovely rain and thunder sounds. So here we go. Depart by Sim Kern. A wave of humanity flows onto the court of the Dallas Mavericks basketball arena, wearing the clothes people wear at 3 a.m., clutching the things people grab when they have seconds before the world ends. They streak mud across the rubber barrier protecting the court, dumping the backpacks and plastic bags, and in some cases, the nothing at all that is left of their lives onto army green nylon cots. Families shout and wave to secure clumps of cots together. Chihuahuas and pit bulls strain at their leashes, snarling. The energy is bloodshot, the din panic. Noah is rooted to the ground. For the last year, he's hardly left Montrose, Houston's queer neighborhood, where it's easy to forget that he lives in Texas. Now, hundreds of capital T Texans swarm around him. They're busy scrambling for cots, but soon they will settle and look around and see Noah in their midst. "You have to move," says the child, staring up at Noah. He looks about 7 years old. He's not transparent, but he is unpigmented, dressed in knickerbockers and a cuffed man's shirt, like an old-time black and white photograph made flesh. He has Noah's same long nose and black hair with a broad wave, and Noah strongly suspects that the boy is his great-grandfather, Abe, at the age Abe was when his uncle stuffed him in a duffel bag and carried him onto a boat out of Germany. Noah's not sure what he's more frightened of, Abe being real or Abe not being real, or the thick-necked dad in a Texans jersey who just walked right through him. But the ghost boy has saved Noah's life twice in as many days. So when Abe says, "Let's go," Noah follows. Abe leads him off the court into the promenade, where more cots are lined up under darkened concession stands. It is quieter out here. A woman sits alone in an island of empty cots near a single-stall family bathroom. And when Noah meets her eyes, they both smile, recognizing in each other an instant kind of home. Elena is older than Noah, mid-40s, a dark-skinned Latina with thin hair pulled into a messy bun. She wears the polo shirt and khakis of a work uniform, but her sharply pointed manicure belies a different personal style. Incredibly, only one of the mustard-colored acrylics has ripped off given, well, whatever her story is. Noah's first impulse is to cling to Elena like a mother, but as he takes a step towards her, a family of 5 shoves him aside. Dad with shoulders like a bull, 3 white blonde kids all in matching camo pajamas. The girls are pink. Fear submerges Noah's better impulses. Elena's smile fades. Are they safer together, or more of a target? Noah looks around for Abe to tell him what to do, but the ghost boy is gone. "Maybe we shouldn't," Noah starts. Elena tilts her head. As if she's read his mind, she says, "Under these lights, I'm not passing, and neither are you, honey." She pats the cot beside her. Might as well stick together. He drops to the cot, blushing at his hesitation. He does not take off his backpack. He thinks he might never take it off again. 22 hours ago, he boarded a bus at the Red Cross staging area in Conroe. He didn't manage to get much sleep on the interminable ride, stopping at every small town between Houston and Dallas, stalling in church parking lots until the driver would inevitably reboard and announce that every shelter in the area was full. After the day-long ride, it feels amazing to be horizontal, but he can't close his eyes just yet. He scans the passing faces, wondering if that's Emmerich with the undercut or Sasha beneath the floodwater mucked hair. His heart skips a beat at certain older, white folks too, for that half second before he realizes they're not his parents. The cots around Noah and Elena remain empty for a long time. Maybe it's because folks don't want to sleep so near a bathroom. Maybe it's something else. Noah's never sure when to give people the benefit of the doubt. Eventually, an older man with a shock of white hair stops in the aisle of flowing people. He's drowning in a baggy army jacket and hunched under the weight of an overstuffed camo backpack. His lip curls into a sneer, and there's no mistaking that look. Noah pretends to check the screen of his battery-dead phone, and the top of his head grows hot, as if the man's eyes are burning into him. It's maybe a full minute before the guy moves on. "Isn't that incredible," Elena says after the man disappears around a curve in the promenade, "that they can still find the energy to hate us, even with all this." She waves her hand elegantly. A short while later, two white boomers in undershirts and boxers stop at the edge of the circle of empty cots. They bow their heads together, whisper arguing in a way that suggests marital intimacy. The taller one clutches a tiny beast which might be a Pomeranian under all that matted mud. He hisses something something privilege and something something ally. The graying blonde thinks that a gathering of queers in this soup of humanity, all mixed up, all separated from their bubbles of like-minded friends, might be a bad idea. But the taller one persists, and eventually the other sighs, looking up at the promenade's high ceiling, where flags printed with the giant heads of the Dallas Mavericks look down on them like grinning gods. David and Michael introduce themselves with bourgeois cheer, like new homeowners moving into a gated community, and claim the cots in front of Elena and Noah. The stream of humanity slows to a trickle as the last of the cots are claimed. A few more queer-seeming people set down nearby. Two white women with a snarling Maine Coon and a cat carrier. A black woman with a taper fade takes the cot next to Elena's and promptly falls asleep beneath a mylar blanket. A 20-year-old who looks like an Instagram model spots Noah and blurts, "Thank fucking God, my people!" and dumps a few tote bags on the cot next to Noah's. "Malone, they, them," they say, stretching out a hand. Malone has a fall of black to seafoam hair, an eyeliner that's miraculously unsmudged. By the end of the night, Noah will learn that Malone is 19 years old, half white, half Vietnamese. Their favorite band is the Coat Hangers, and they're pre-med at Houston Community College, planning to grow up to be an abortion provider. For now, their outstretched wrist hovers in front of Noah, stacked with acrylic bead bracelets in the colors of half a dozen queer flags, but Noah can't remember what any of them mean. It's been a day and a half since he woke up to the end of the world, and suddenly he can't remember who or what he's supposed to be, and why any of it ever mattered. "Sorry, I'm tired," he stammers. "Hi, tired," Malone chirps, pumping his hand vigorously. Noah coughs a laugh, and it's a relief. He didn't know he was still capable of laughter. "Sorry, I'm Noah," he says. He, him. "Oh my God, your name's really Noah?" they say with a wry grin. "That's a little on the nose, isn't it? This is all your fault, huh?" So that's the first chapter, and I think we'll read a little bit more. That's available on the website for Stelliform Press. But I'm going to give you just like a little bit more of a taste so you can get a little more information about Abe, the ghost who's haunting Noah. The first time Abe appeared to Noah was in a dream, in a dark and narrow stairwell. There are no stairwells in family stories about Abe, so Noah's subconscious must have borrowed from that stairwell up to the hidden annex, from Anne Frank's diary. Abe stood a few stairs above Noah, his downturned face illuminated by a single candle. From the gloom below came a thundering that gradually resolved into distinct sounds. Fists pounding on a door, dogs barking, and men shouting orders in German. "It's time to go up the stairs," Abe whispered, eyes wide and urgent. Noah woke with a choking feeling. Just another Nazis at the door dream, he told himself. He'd had these nightmares since childhood, family stories merged with scenes from chapter books about the Holocaust. He forced himself to take slow, deep breaths, but the weight didn't leave his chest. The streetlights had lost power, and no moonlight could penetrate the storm lashing the windows. It was so dark, it took his eyes a moment to notice the thickening of darkness above him. Then, a blaze of light from a match. Abe's face leaned close. Flecks of grime darkened the pigmentless cheeks. "Up the stairs," the boy hissed, then vanished. Noah lay still, heart racing. Gradually he realized the tight feeling in his chest was from falling asleep in his chest binder. He fished a hand under his sweatshirt and pulled the zipper down the middle, sucking in a grateful breath. The vision must have been sleep paralysis then, probably brought on by passing out in his binder and the storm and all of last night's tequila. But then why did the smell of match smoke linger in the air? I think that's where we'll leave it. So if that got you hooked and you want to hear more about Noah's adventures in the hurricane shelter and find out more about this ghost boy Abe who is haunting him, and is it his great-grandfather, and why is Abe showing up and helping or hindering Noah at this point in his life, then you'll have to read the rest of the book. I'm going to finish up today by reading you the star review we got in Publishers Weekly for this book, which will maybe help you decide if it's something that you want to pre-order. So let me go pull that up. Okay, so here's the review by Publishers Weekly. We got a star, which is, they only do 1 star. It's either a star or no star. We got a star, which I was very excited about for my first book. It says, Texas is shaken by an apocalyptic flood in Kern's tense, entrancing debut novella. Noah, a trans man, takes refuge in a Dallas basketball arena turned relief shelter, rubbing shoulders with the full spectrum of Texas society, from members of the Austin queer community to conservative good old boys. Noah finds his place with Elena, a trans woman, and non-binary Malone as the shelter residents band together in small groups to help one another. Noah is also visited by a ghostly boy, Abe, who he believes to be the spirit of his great-grandfather, who delivers warnings and doles out advice. Noah struggles in a world without privacy, grapples with his complex relationship with his Jewish identity, and as tensions rise between factions and conditions in the arena deteriorate, his loyalty to his newfound friends is tested. Noah faces the same choice his great-grandfather once wrestled with, to save himself or die helping his friends. With high stakes and a solid emotional core, and a perfect balance of speculation and an all-too-real vision of climate apocalypse, Kern shows the necessity of compassion, empathy, and community in the face of crisis. I was thrilled by that review, and it kind of really encapsulates everything I was trying to accomplish with this book. I really hope that some of you enjoyed this video and that you'll consider pre-ordering a copy of Depart. Again, I'll have all kinds of links for how you can buy it down below. And I'm also hoping to record another ASMR version of this reading for those of you who like that. I'm obsessed with the ASMR. I go to sleep with it every single night. So it looks like the rain has died down, but maybe later this afternoon it's gonna pick up again and I can record that then. So if not, next time we have a thunderstorm, I promise I'll get to it. Let me know if you have any questions about the book in the comments or how you can get it. This is my first book, debut novella. It's really exciting. Thank you again for visiting my channel. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.